Hello there ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Alex, and today we got once again something very special for you. The good folks over at Asus ROG teamed up with Berlin-based fashion label Acronym to give one of their devices a proper makeover. But this time it's more than just some funky keycaps, and these guys actually put something together that is a very fresh take on the tried and true portable laptop form factor. Before I get into more detail, let me just show you what we are dealing with today. So this is the 2023 Asus ROG Flow Z13, and as you can see, they did change quite a bit when it comes to its chassis design. Not only that, but the special edition also comes with an RTX 4070 instead of topping out with a 4060, as is the case with the regular model. In addition, you get Intel's i9-13900H, 32 gigs of RAM running at 5200 MHz and a 1TB SSD. The display was updated as well from last year's Full HD panel to a crispy QHD screen running at a snappy 165 Hz. The industrial design for this puppy is simply awesome if you ask me. I mean, sure, it's not your clean looking Surface Pro or the like, but the CNC'd aluminum case of the chassis is such a unique look that it will definitely turn heads. The Z13 is also exceptionally sturdy, with many interesting design cues all over the backside of the insanely powerful tablet. The 4 extruded corners come with plastic bumpers for added protection and give you handy points to handle and move the newest flow. In addition, they also act as anchor points for the included strap. And yes, my friends, this tablet comes with a strap. Not only does this one allow you to carry the Z13 like a messenger bag, but it also features producer mode, at least that's what Asus is calling it, enabling you to interact with the tablet without having to hold it. There might not be a ton of use cases for this in your typical mobile computing scenarios, but I can totally see myself using it like this during a photo or video production. By the way, we have something very interesting coming up featuring this one right here. And it might even give you the chance to hold this one in your hands in the not so distant future. So please make sure to subscribe so you do not miss what I'm talking about. This wasn't all when it comes to special accessories, and the Acronym tablet also comes with a carrying case for your charger, a branded pen, and even a second keyboard cover in case you ever get bored with the standard option. Talking about the keyboards, I really like these. They feel very solid even though they are just keyboard covers, and they offer a surprising amount of travel and a very pronounced pressure point. The trackpad, while small, also did the trick when navigating around the OS. When it comes to I/O, we have to face the reality that we are still dealing with a tablet after all. While Asus did upgrade the USB-A to 3.2 Gen 1, all you get additionally is a pair of USB-Cs. The one in the middle is Thunderbolt 4 enabled, while the one included with the XG Mobile eGPU connector is 3.2 Gen 2. Thankfully, you can use both for charging this year. Talking about the XG Mobile, Asus sent over the updated 2023 version as well, and you can easily add an RTX4090 to your tablet should you so desire. And if you got the cash, since the XG Mobile alone will cost you a cool 2,500 euros. To make room for all of your creative projects, you can upgrade and expand your storage using either the microSD card slot or the M.2 slot accessible below the insanely sturdy kickstand. That's also about it when it comes to maintenance and upgrade options. The stand lets you adjust the tablet's angle in pretty much any position and keeps it in place safely. For your daily Zoom calls or client briefs, the Z13 also comes with a very decent webcam, offering detailed images and relatively accurate colors. In the display department, Asus updated the Z13 considerably as well. We now get a 16:10 QHD Plus screen with a 165 Hz refresh rate. While contrast is a little below average, the remaining display specs from our measurements are pretty impressive. Not only does the display get very bright with almost 500 nits, color gamut coverage with 85% for Adobe RGB, 96% for DCI-P3 and almost 100% for sRGB are also a very welcome upgrade to the 2022 variant. While color reproduction could be better from the factory, we have been able to bring the average delta E's down to 1, making the Z13 easily suitable for color critical work for both video and photo editing. Especially since Asus also offers an sRGB profile to limit colors, which is very handy for creating video footage in apps like DaVinci Resolve. Gamers will be very happy with the 3 milliseconds response times, which we have been able to confirm with our own measurements. So even the fastest shooters will be crisp with no motion blur or ghosting from the display side of things. The Gorilla Glass cover display is both touch and pen enabled, and while pen inputs have not been super accurate with last year's Z13, this time around it's a ton of fun to directly edit on the display with accuracy and responsiveness improved drastically. Alright folks, let's finally talk about what this one brings to the table when it comes to performance. As I said earlier, the Acronym-Edition of the Z13 has the advantage of double the system memory compared to the regular model and improved GPU performance in form of Nvidia's RTX4090. In the CPU department, the i9 easily sits atop everything else with a similar form factor. And with 6 performance and 8 efficiency cores, it eats every other tablet out there for breakfast. In our Cinebench runs, Asus lets the CPU run at 100 watts for a very short period of time before it levels out at 65 watts for sustained CPU-only workloads. To make it short, the Z13 is insanely powerful and can even hold its own against much larger notebooks, giving you excellent performance overall. System performance is impressive as well, and once again the Z13 is trading blows with the Gigabyte Aero 16, a much larger 16-inch notebook. The subjective performance impression is excellent as well, and no matter if you are using the unique looking tablet for work, entertainment or everything in between, this one will never hold you back. The fast RAM and SSD are doing their part in this regard as well, and the NVMe might be unable to keep up with the fastest drives in our database, but is still offering no reason to complain with very zippy and sustained reads and writes. Well, I guess now is as good a time as any to talk about the GPU. While we are currently testing the regular Z13 with the RTX 4060 as well, and I will link that review in the description below as soon as it's done, does it actually make sense to stuff a 4070 in a tablet running at a mere 60 watts? Compared to last year's Z13, it definitely does, and the Acronym style 2023 version is almost 3 times as fast in our combined 3D Mark performance rating. That said, the 4070 running at 100 watts in the Gigabyte Aero 16 is also 25% faster, and the Z13 is making itself comfortable amongst the best small performance notebooks from last year, which I would say is pretty impressive considering that we are still dealing with a tablet here after all. The 4060 in the regular model is also trailing behind by about 20%. Adding the 4090 to the mix, you can turn the small tablet into a proper workhorse. It might not be the fastest 4090 there is, but this combo can easily beat the M16 for example. If it's worth the extra cost really depends on how you use your device, and if the insane flexibility you get with a setup like this is important to you. Traveling content creators will also have a good time with the Z13. I tested a unique tablet for both photo and video editing, and especially in Resolve, performance is again very impressive for such a small device. While editing our videos was already possible on the last gen Z13, you had to deal with longer wait times when it comes to effects and overall playback smoothness. Not so much with this puppy. The 4070 with its 8GB of video memory can smoothly playback our Blackmagic RAW files. And while export times might not be the fastest ever on a mobile device, well, this is still a tablet, a very fast one. But it's a tablet made by ROG, so let's finally talk about gaming. In our combined performance rating consisting of older games tested at 1080p to offer a baseline for comparison, the Z13 can again hold its own against much larger, full-fledged laptops from last year, but has to take its place behind the Aero 16 once again. It's also a few percentage points behind one of the very few 4060s we tested so far, but that one was within a 17-inch gaming laptop. So if you put it in perspective, it's simply insane what this little guy can deliver. Comparing something a bit more recent in Cyberpunk, the difference in wattage seems not to matter as much, and the Z13 performs neck on neck with the Aero 16 in QHD. So yes, you can play Cyberpunk on a tablet in QHD with almost 60 FPS. Adding the XG Mobile and you can almost double your frames. To give you guys an overview of what to expect, I tested a bunch of games in Full HD and the display's native QHD resolution. And as you can see, you should not have a very hard time to get smooth 60 FPS in almost all games right now. And the Z13 delivers an ultra portable gaming experience that just wasn't possible before. If you want more and do not mind to have your flow a bit more stationary, I also ran some benchmarks with the 4090 and well, it's a 4090 alright. And even 4K isn't a problem for this combo at all. While I did those benchmarks on an external display, I retested a selection of games on the internal display to see if you lose a lot of performance. And as you can see, the performance drop is minimal. While our benchmarks are usually done without the aid of DLSS or frame generation for the new RTX4090 cards, I still wanted to see what you can expect from the 4070, especially when ray tracing comes into play. Running Cyberpunk in QHD maximum settings and with full ray tracing, we got 21 FPS. Hardly something that anyone would call playable. With DLSS in balanced mode, things improve to a much better 45 FPS, and throwing frame generation into the mix takes things completely into smooth territory with 63 frames per second. Having that much performance in such a small form factor usually means heat or noise, or sometimes even both. But since ROG is using liquid metal and a vapor chamber in this little guy, neither holds true for the Z13. Yes, it's audible, but only if you push it, and even then I would still consider it well behaved. We took some noise samples for you so you can get an idea of what to expect. Battery life is alright given the form factor and the limited space available. More than 6.5 hours might not sound like that much for a tablet, but considering how much more performance you get in return, it's not that bad after all, I would say. Alright folks, it's time to wrap it up already. While I do not have price information right now, do not expect this one to come cheap. It will probably cost an arm and a leg, but boy is this one ever tempting. When it comes to ultra portable performance and flexibility, Asus's Flow lineup was already tough to beat last year, and with the Z13 in 2023 and especially with the Acronym Special Edition, it just offers a totally unique experience that is very hard to find anywhere else on the market. While the design is probably not for everyone, it is extremely well executed and offers some fresh ideas to an already very exciting tablet. The added system memory and especially the 4070 in here enables the Z13 to punch way above its weight class. It might not offer the full performance the chip is capable of, but given that it is only running at 60 watts in a tablet after all, well, I hope you can understand and share my excitement. The XG Mobile dials things to 11 both when it comes to performance and price, and I would guess Asus is aware that they will not sell tens of thousands of those, but rather to individuals that want something special and interesting looking with the performance grunt to back it up. Being a traveling creator myself, I have to say the Z13 tickets a lot of boxes of what I want from a mobile device, both for work and for gaming. But in the end, it comes down to how you use your laptops or tablets, and if you are willing to spend extra for a unique and very tailored experience. But please guys, let me know what you think about this one. I'm super curious to read what you have to say. That would be it for today. Please consider liking the video if you felt entertained, it helps us tremendously. And be sure to subscribe since we have something coming for this one. It might be a giveaway, but who knows at this point. Thanks a ton for watching, my name is Alex, you have been awesome and I cannot wait to see you all in the next one. Take care.